Hi everyone, in this video we will be discussing the elimination of arbitrary constant. So how do we eliminate an arbitrary constant of a given equation? So there are two rules in eliminating arbitrary constant. The first one is the number of differentiating the given equation is the same as the number of arbitrary constant to be eliminated. Ibig sabihin, kung ilan yung arbitrary constant ninyo, ganun din yung bilang ng differentiation na mangyayari in the process. Okay, the second one is the desired equation is free from arbitrary constants. So, ibig sabihin, yung sagot nyo dapat sa dulo, wala na siyang arbitrary constant. So, kailangan na-eliminate nyo na lahat ng constant. Okay, now to understand these rules better, let us have the first example. So, let us have y is equal to cx squared. So, meron tayo ditong isang constant which is letter c. So, yun yung constant natin dyan. So, since isa lang yung constant, ibig sabihin, you will derivative the equation only once. Kung ilan yung constant, yung bilang ng constant, yun lang yung bilang ng pagde-derivative. So, in this case, we have one constant, which is letter c. So, ibig sabihin, isang beses lang kayo magde-derivative. That is the first rule. Okay, so y, pag dinerivative ko yung y, that would be y prime is equal to, so syempre, constant yan, copy lang. So, derivative natin itong x squared, that would be 2x. Okay? So, y prime, simplify natin. So, y prime is equal to 2cx. Okay? Kung sa pag-derivative nyo guys, hindi naging 0 itong derivative niya, okay, ang gagawin nyo is to solve for c. And then you substitute. You use the substitution method. So, ang gagawin natin, isosolve natin yung value ng c dito sa derivative na to. Isang beses lang kayo guys pwede mag-derivative sa example na to ha. Kasi isa lang naman yung ini-eliminate natin. Okay? Hindi pwedeng lumagpas doon sa bilang ng arbitrary constant. Okay? So, yung y prime natin, hindi na siya nag-0. So, pagka hindi nag-0 itong, hindi nyo na-eliminate, ang gagawin nyo dyan is, yun nga, isa-substitute nyo yung c. Or isa-solve nyo muna yung c, then substitute. Okay? So, to solve the c, so, syempre, di-divide ko to. So, solve for c. Okay? Guys, isa-solve nyo lang yung c kung hindi siya nag-0, ha? So, hindi nag-0 kasi naging 2cx. So, ang gagawin nyo, solve nyo yung c. So, to solve c, syempre, di-divide ko to by 2x to cancel out 2x dito para mawala siya. And then, para mahanap si c. So, c now would be y prime over 2x. Now, ang gagawin nyo dito sa letter c, ibabalik nyo siya doon or isa-substitute nyo siya doon sa original formula. So, ang original natin is y is equal to cx squared. So, yung c, papalitan ko nitong y prime over 2x. So, magiging y is equal to y prime over 2x. Okay, multiplied by, ito pa, si x squared. Ayan, so yung c, papalitan nyo lang. Okay, so that would be y is equal to, so x squared over x, syempre cancel yung isang x, may matitirang x dito na isa. So, that would be y prime x over 2. Okay, so, para mas maganda to, masimplify siya, multiply natin both sides by 2. Ayan. So, magiging 2y is equal to, so cancel dito si 2, magiging y prime x. So, pwede na yan sagot, 2y is equal to y prime x, pero pwede nyo rin namang i-equate sa 0. So, ilipat natin dito si y prime x sa kabila, katabi ni 2y. So, magiging 2y minus y prime x is equal to 0. Okay, so that would be your answer. So, the final answer is 2y minus y prime x. Okay? So, wala nang arbitrary constant. Na-cancel na natin. Na-eliminate na natin si letter C. Okay, let us have the second example. Y is equal to cx plus c. Again, since ang representation natin ay parehas letter C, ibig sabihin dyan guys, meron lang yang isang arbitrary constant. Kasi same lang. Ibig sabihin kasi ng c at saka c, same sila ng value. Okay? Malalaman yung dalawa siya kapag iba na siya ng letter. Halimbawa, C dito, B. O kaya C sub 1, C sub 2. Ayan, ibig sabihin dalawang constant yan. But if you have the same letter, ibig sabihin niyan, one constant lang. Okay, so ang constant natin dito, isa lang, which is letter C. So again, pag isa lang yung constant, ibig sabihin, isa lang ng differentiation. So isang beses lang kayo magde-derivative. So pag derivative ko to, magiging y prime is equal to, so derivative of cx is c. And the derivative ng c is 0. So, pagka sinimplify, y prime is equal to c. Again, hindi na naman natin siya na-eliminate kagad kasi meron tayong y prime is equal to c. So, solve for c. Solve for c. Eh, yung solve for c dito, automatic, yan na yun. C is equal to y prime. Yan na yun eh. Binaligtad nyo lang. Okay? So, substitute na natin siya dito. Babalik natin siya doon. So, magiging y is equal to, So, yung c na yan, magiging y prime x plus y prime. So, pinalitan ko. So, si y is equal to cx plus c. Lahat ng c dyan, pinalitan ko nito ni y prime. Okay? So, this one would be y. Actually, pwede na yun ang sagot. Pero kung gusto nyo pa siyang i-simplify, ito, kunin natin yung common term niya, yung y prime. So, magiging y prime multiplied by x plus 1. So, pwede rin tong sagot. Okay? Now, kung gusto nyo siyang equate to 0, pwede rin. So, y, balibag nyo to, si y prime multiplied by x plus 1. So, magiging minus y prime multiplied by the quantity of x plus 1 is equal to 0. So, this one can be your final answer. Okay, let's have the third example. Y is equal to c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus c sub 2 e raised to 3x. Ayan, meron na tayong dalawang constant. Si c sub 1 at saka si c sub 2. So, ibig sabihin, kapag may dalawang constant, dalawang beses din magde-derivative. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun, guys. So, kunin muna natin yung first derivative. So, y prime is equal to, so c sub 1, copy lang yan. And then, derivative ng e raised to 2x is 2e raised to 2x. Okay? So, saan nakuha itong 2? Sa derivative ng 2x. And then, copy e raised to 2x. Okay? Plus, c sub 2, copy lang din. And then, derivative of e raised to 3x is 3e raised to 3x. So, simplify natin itong y prime. So, y prime is equal to 2c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus 3c sub 2 e raised to 3x. So, yan yung ating second function or second equation. Okay? So, dinilit ko na yung una ha. So, ito na yung ating y prime. Okay? Next one, yung double prime or second derivative. So, nagsa-second derivative tayo kasi nga, we have two arbitrary constants that is needed to be eliminated. Okay? So, kailangan natin ma-eliminate yung dalawang yan. Therefore, dalawang beses din kayo. Kung ilan yung constant, ulitin ko, yun yung bilang ng differentiation na mangyayari in the process. Okay? So, i-derivative ko na naman tong y prime na to. So, itong 2 na to, copy lang, times, so c sub 1, and then, again, derivative ng e raised to 2x would be 2e raised to 2x. Okay? Plus, copy itong 3, and then, copy yung c sub 2, and then, derivative ng e raised to 3x is 3e raised to 3x. Okay? So, pag kinuha natin, yung, pag sinimplify natin yan, that would be 2 times 2. So, 4c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus, so ito naman ay 3 times 3, so 9c sub 2 e raised to 3x. So, meron na tayong, burahin ko lang to guys, ayan. So, yan na yung ating second derivative. Okay? So, ito ay tatawagin nating equation 1, equation 2, and then equation 3. Okay. So, ang gagawin nyo guys, pipili kayo sino ang gusto nyong i-eliminate muna. So, ang gagawin ko, eliminate ko muna si c sub 1. Okay? So, gagamitin ko si 1 and 2 to eliminate the first constant. So, as you can see, ang ano natin dito, c sub 1 e raised to 2x. Ito rin, c sub 1 e raised to 2x. So, para ma-cancel ko yan, kasi ito merong 2. Okay? So, ito, kailangan magkaroon siya ng negative 2 para maging opposite sila ng same number but opposite in signs para ma-cancel siya. Kasi magiging negative 2 c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus 2c sub 1 e raised to 2x. Siyempre, cancelled yan. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko, kailangan ma-multiply itong y sa 2. Negative 2. Kasi positive 2 to. So, kailangan ma-multiply ito sa negative 2. So, negative 2y, i-add ko yan dun sa y prime. Okay? So, yung negative 2y, ito yun. Ibig sabihin, itong buong y na to, imumultiply ko sa negative 2. So, pag minultiply ko yan sa negative 2, that would be negative 2 c sub 1 e raised to 2x. And then, ito rin, mumultiply ko sa negative 2, magiging negative 2 c sub 2 e raised to 3x. Okay? Parang ano to guys, imumultiply nyo buo sa negative 2. So, hindi lang ito lang yung mamumultiply. Alam nyo naman na yan, di ba? So, didistribute nyo pa si negative 2. Okay? Tapos, ipa-plus ko ngayon sa y prime. So, since y prime lang to, copy lang. So, 2c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus 3c sub 2 e raised to 3x. So, pag inad ko yung dalawa, syempre, negative 2, positive 2, ayan, cancelled na si c sub 1. Okay? So, ito namang negative 2 plus 3, that would be 1, or c sub 2 e raised to 3x. May imaginary 1 dyan. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Okay? So, again, hindi na naman to nag-0. Kailangan kasi mawala lahat ng constant. So, tatawagin natin tong equation 4. Yung equation 4, ito yan. Ayan. Okay? So, ginamit natin si 1 and 2 para dito sa equation 4. So, kailangan gamitin nyo rin si 3. So, kung sino yung kinancel nyo dito sa una, yun din yung ika-cancel nyo sa pangalawa. So, ang kinancel ko C sub 1. Dito, kailangan, sa paggamit itong dalawa naman na to, kailangan makancel mo yung C sub 1 pa rin. Okay? So, ito ay 4, ito ay 2. So, paano ba natin makakancel? It's either, i-multiply ko to sa negative 2. Okay? Para maging negative 4 siya. So, multiply ko ngayon si y prime, okay, sa negative 2, ayan, para maging negative 4 to. Kasi pag naging negative 4 tong 2 dyan, makakancel siya dito sa 4 na to. Kasi negative 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so 2y prime, i-add ko ngayon yan kay double prime. Ito. Okay, so equals. So, paano to pag minultiply sa negative 2? So, multiply natin yan sa negative 2. That would be negative 4 c sub 1 e raised to 2x. And then, ito pag minultiply sa negative 2, magiging negative 6 c sub 2 e raised to 3x. So, distribute nyo lang si negative 2. Negative 2 times 2, negative 4. Negative 2 times positive 3, negative 6. Okay? And then, si y double prime or second derivative is kakopy lang natin. So, 4 c sub 1 e raised to 2x plus 9 c sub 2 e raised to 3x. Ayan. So, cancelled na yan kasi negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Okay? And then, negative 6 plus 9, that is 3 c sub 2 e raised to 3x. Okay? So, ito naman si equation 5. Now, ang gagawin nyo, pag nakuha nyo na, so we have equation 4, equation 5, pareha sila na may constant pa na second constant. So, kailangan makancel ko yan, maging 0 siya. So, para maging 0 yan, ito 3, ito 1 yan, di ba? So, kailangan maging negative 3 to, guys. So, ibig sabihin, yung equation 5, okay, kailangan i-minus na, or i-plus natin sa negative 3 ng equation 4. So, ito si 5. Copyhin natin si 5. So, magiging 3c sub 2 e raised to 3x. Ngayon, ba't ko minultiply si equation 4 sa negative 3? Kasi nga, ito ay positive 3. So, kailangan opposite niya, negative 3. Okay, so, multiply ko to sa negative 3, si equation 4, ito. So, magiging negative 3c sub 2 a raised to 3x. So, ayan, 0. Pag nag-0 na, guys, ibig sabihin, ito yung gagamitin nating sagot. So, equation 5 daw, ito, sa equation 5, ito yun, di ba? Ayan. Ito yung equation 5 ito. Ayan. Ayan. So, equation 5 is negative 2y prime plus y double prime. Okay? Plus, okay, or pwede natin gawing negative 3 na to, times, so, equation 4 naman, ito naman si equation 4, di ba? So, negative 2y plus y prime, okay, is equal to, so, ang naging sagot ay 0. Okay, so, i-simplify lang natin to, magiging negative 2y prime plus y double prime, and then negative 3 times negative 2y is positive 6y, and then negative 3 times positive y prime is negative 3y prime is equal to 0. So, iayos nyo lang siya, guys. Sunod-sunurin nyo na lang. So, ang magiging sagot ko, final answer natin, unahin nyo na yung y double prime. Okay? Since we have negative 2y prime, negative 3y prime, so sila yung common similar terms. So, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5y prime. And then, si 6y, so plus 6y equals 0. So, this one is our final answer. So, wala nang arbitrary constant. Okay? Sige, let us have the fourth example. So, let's have y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So, we have three arbitrary constant, a, b, and c. Okay, so pag tatlo, ibig sabihin tatlong beses kayong mag-derivative. So, ang y prime ko, unang derivative. So, syempre, derivative nito would be a times 2x plus derivative ng bx ay b. Parang 5x lang yan, guys. So, derivative ng 5x ay 5. So, derivative ng bx, b. Okay? Plus, derivative ng constant, 0. So, ang y prime natin is 2ax plus b. Ayan. So, 1, ito yung 2. And then, pangalawa, kasi tatlo yan. So, ibig sabihin, ang ano nyo guys is y triple prime. Kasi tatlo yung constant. Okay? So, y double prime naman, so 2ax, ang derivative niyan is 2a. Okay? Kasi parang ito ay constant sila parehas, si 2 at saka si a. So, derivative ng 2ax ay 2a na lang. Okay? Plus, so derivative ng b, since constant tong b, 0. So, ang y double prime ko is 2a. So, yan yung third equation. Fourth equation, kasi nga, triple prime tayo kasi we are eliminating 3 arbitrary constant. Since constant to parehas, 2a, so 0. Ito, nag-0 na to guys. Yan ay sagot nyo. Pag nag-0 na yan, that would be your final answer. So, triple prime is equal to 0. Okay? Okay, let us have the fifth example. Y is equal to c sub 1 cosine x plus c sub 2 sine x. So, as you can see, meron naman tayong dalawang arbitrary constants, c sub 1 at saka c sub 2. So, ibig sabihin, we will do two differentiation or kukunin natin yung hanggang second derivative. Okay? So, we will have y prime or first derivative. So, c sub 1, derivative ng cosine is negative sine. So, negative sine x. Okay, plus c sub 2. So, derivative naman ng sine is cosine. So, cosine x. So, ang magiging y prime natin would be negative. Ano lang natin to guys? I-simplify. So, negative c sub 1 sine x plus c sub 2 cosine x. Okay, so ito na yung ating second. Ayan. Okay, so second natin, ito yung first, ito yung second equation. Since we have two arbitrary constant, kunin pa na natin yung pangalawa. Okay? So, i-derivative ko na naman tong na derivative na natin. So, that would be the second derivative. So, negative c sub 1. So, derivative again ng sine x is cosine x. So, that would be cosine x plus c sub 2. And then, derivative ng cosine x is negative sine x. So, negative sine x. So, ayusin lang natin. I-simplify. So, negative c sub 1 cosine x. Okay, minus, since negative to, minus c sub 2 sine x. Okay, so, burahin lang natin yan. Ayan. So, meron na tayong tatlong equation. Okay? So, as you can see, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung 1 and 2 kasi yung c sub 1 niya, ang variable niya ay cosine. Ito ay sine. So, hindi siya pwedeng makancel. Hindi yan pwede i-cancel dito, guys. Okay? Kasi c sub 1 ang gusto natin i-cancel muna. It's up to you kung anong gusto nyo i-cancel. So, ang madali, pag in-observe nyo siya, ito oh. Actually, ito, c sub 1 cosine x. Ito, negative na siya oh. So, negative c sub 1 cosine x. So, opposite na sila. Tapos, same pa sila ng variables. And same pa sila na c sub 1. Ibig sabihin, makakancel nyo na siya right away. Wala na kayong wala na kayong kailangan pang i-multiply sa kanya na number. Kasi this one is 1 and this one is negative 1. So, opposite number na kagad sila. Wala pa kayong ginagawa. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, i-add nyo lang siya. Ganun lang. So, y, okay, yung y na to, i-add ko sa y double prime. So, yung y na yan would be c sub 1 cosine x plus c sub 2 sine x. And then, add ko naman dito sa double prime. So, negative c sub 1 cosine x minus c sub 2 sine x. Actually, dalawa na sila guys na makakancel yung ating mga arbitrary. Kasi ayan no, positive, negative, positive, negative. So, cancel na itong buo, 0. So, ito na yung solution natin. Y plus y double prime. So, ang final answer is y plus y double prime is equal to 0. So, pwede natin yung i-arrange. Magiging y double prime plus y is equal to 0 para mas maganda siya. Okay, let us have the last example. So, y is equal to c sub 1 e raised to negative x plus c sub 2 e raised to positive 2x. So, we have two arbitrary constants, c sub 1 and then c sub 2. So, again, kukunin natin yung dalawang derivative. So, y prime is equal to, so c sub 1, derivative ng e raised to negative x is negative e raised to negative x. So, derivative ng negative x is negative 1. So, may imaginary dyan, negative 1. Plus, c sub 2, derivative nito is 2e raised to 2x. Okay, so ang ating y prime is equal to negative c sub 1 e raised to negative x. So, inahayos lang natin guys. Okay? And then this one would be positive 2 c sub 2 e raised to 2x. So, meron na tayong y prime. So, yan yung ating second equation. Next one is y double prime. Nag-double prime tayo guys, second derivative kasi nga we have two arbitrary constant. Okay, so integral ulit natin to. Magiging negative c sub 1 and then derivative pala. So derivative ng e raised to negative x is negative e raised to negative x again. Okay, plus 2 times, so 2c sub 2. So derivative ng e raised to 2x is 2e raised to 2x. So i-simplify lang natin. This one would be negative times negative. So magiging positive na to. C sub 1 e raised to negative x. And then 2 times 2 is 4. So plus 4 c sub 2 e raised to 2x. Okay? So ito yung ating third equation. Ayan. So isulat lang natin. Ito yung first, ito yung second, and then ito yung third. So again, ang gusto kong i-cancel dito muna is c sub 1. Okay? So pag in-observe nyo, makakancel nyo na siya guys using this. Itong dalawa. Okay? 1 and 2. So, kasi yung isa positive, c sub 1 e raised to negative x, yung isa negative. So, wala na kayong kailangan i-multiply. You just have to add. So, y plus y prime. Okay, so magiging c sub 1 e raised to negative x plus c sub 2 e raised to positive 2x, and then si negative c sub 1, ito si y prime, e raised to negative x plus 2c sub 2 e raised to 2x. Ayan. So, cancel na to. Pero ito hindi. So, may imaginary 1 dyan. So, 1 plus 2, that is 3. So, 3 c sub 2 e raised to 2x. So, ginamit ko to, tsaka ito. So, gamitin naman natin ito, tsaka ito. Okay? So, ito naman sila. Actually, wala na rin kayong kailangan gawin. Cancelable na siya kagad kasi nga negative, positive. So, si y prime, i-add ko lang sa double prime. So, magiging si y prime is negative c sub 1 e raised to negative x plus 2c sub 2 e raised to positive 2x. And then, copy ko lang din si y prime. So, c sub 1 e raised to negative x plus 4c sub 2 e raised to 2x. So, cancel na to kagad. Kasi, negative, positive 1. Ayan. So, 2 plus 4 is 6. So, 6c sub 2 e raised to 2x. So, ito yung ating equation 4. Ito. And then, equation 5. So, as you can see, paano ba magiging 0 to? So, ito, 3. Ito, 6. So, very basic. Kailangan i-multiply ko to sa negative 2. Diba? Para maging negative 6. Opposite ng positive 6. So, sa equation 4, okay, kailangan i-multiply ko siya sa negative 2 and then i-add ko sa equation 5 para makancel. So, pagka minultiply ko to sa negative 2, magiging negative 6c sub 2 e raised to 2x, and then si equation 5 is 6c sub 2 e raised to 2x. So, cancel. 0. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung ating solution. Okay? So, negative 2. So, yung solution natin, negative 2 times, sino ba yung equation 4? Diba ito siya? Ayan. So, equation 4 is y plus y prime plus yung equation 5. Sino ba sa equation 5? Ito. So, y prime plus y double prime. Okay, equals, dito sasagot na 0. Yung wala ng arbitrary constant. Okay, so, this one would be, so distribute lang, magiging negative 2y minus 2y prime plus y prime plus y double prime equals 0. So, ang gawin nyo guys, i-arrange nyo lang to. So, unahin ko na si y prime, y double prime. So, y double prime, okay. And then, I have negative 2y prime tsaka y prime, which is equal to negative y prime. Negative 2 plus 1. And then, si minus 2y equals 0. So, this one is our final answer. Okay, so, that is it for this example. Y double prime minus y prime minus 2y equals 0. So, that is for the elimination of the arbitrary constants.